is okay. My name is Ariola Akinfewa. I'm currently the program lead at Creatives Hub, which is an initiative of the Nest Innovation Technology Park. At the Creative Hub, typically what we want to achieve is to ensure that creatives are upskilled, they have access to a lot of information that would build their entrepreneurial capacity, put them in Nestle's the Nestle's playbook, which is typically for students in the higher institutions who are founder, who have ideas that could potentially change the world, right? As creators, we're innovators, we are inventors, we do a lot of things, and it's important that we are resourceful. One of the purpose of the Portfolio Building Masterclass is to ensure that we're able to put ourselves out there to prospective clients, to prospective investors, to prospective sponsors, so that we move from point A to point Z, so that our journey is easier. How do we tell our stories? How do we just make people see that this is the value of the craft that we are trying to sell? Typically, that's why we have Demilade Oni, who will be instructing us here about the importance of portfolio building, how you can actually build a portfolio, the importance as a creator. She's a social media strategist, so she knows what she's doing. She's a hot cake, right? So I'll be opening the floor to Demilade to introduce herself. And also, I hope you have your pens and your books, your papers ready. Get your questions. When you have questions, please just leave them in the chat box. Don't I would prefer if she's not interrupted in the middle of our instructions, but when she wants to engage people in the room to ask for questions, please do engage, ask your questions, don't be shy. We are creatives, we're not shy people. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave the floor to Demilade Oni to take over. Hi, Demilade.
Hi, Amy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I don't know if you can see me. So can anybody see me? Because I'm not even seeing my face.
No, I can't see you.
Can't see you yet.
Just can't see you now.
Hello?
Ariella, you're muted. I realize you're saying something, but you're muted.
We can't see you. I was just telling her we can't see her. I'm trying to see if it's something from my end also.
Okay.
But we can see you now. It's good.
Okay, you can see me now.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Yes,
that's surprising.
Oh,
Because
I can.
Okay, I still can't see myself, but that's fine. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and talk about portfolio building. So about me, my name is I think I can see myself now. Yes. Okay, my name is Imlade Oni. I am a social media strategist. I've been a social media strategist for about 3 years or so, and I've worked in different industries, tech, edutech, food, software as a service, and so on. So I will be teaching you guys today about how to build your portfolio. So I think I'm just going to get straight into it so that we can finish on time. I will share my screen now. Okay. Sorry, please, if you can see my screen, please just let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes, I can.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to build a strong portfolio. And I think I will just go straight to the next slide, which talks about the importance of building a strong portfolio. So I said that first and foremost, it's very important for everybody to have a portfolio as long as you're a creative, whether you are a designer, you're a freelancer, social media manager, you're an artist. It's just very important that you have a portfolio. In fact, even actors, they have something that they call like a show reel, where they would actually put all the movies that they've worked in, that they've acted in, and the titles where they can be found and all of that. So as long as you're a creative, it's just very important that people can see your work, like what you've done so far. I remember that when I started as a social media manager, like people would ask me, "Oh, what is a portfolio?" And so people ask me for my portfolio, and I'll be like, "Oh, I don't have, and I don't really know like what a portfolio is." And I realized that like I was losing out on a lot of opportunities because of I didn't have that. So basically, I know I didn't put that here, but a portfolio is basically your body of work, just showing what you've done like in the past, um, information about you, about your work ethics, what you've done, results that you got for your clients, and just for people to potential clients to be able to see that, and just for you to also have like all of your work organized in one place. So I wrote here that why a strong portfolio is important. Number one is to showcase your skills and your expertise. That a strong portfolio demonstrates your abilities and showcases your best work, establishing you as a credible and a capable professional. So it's just like showing your skills to potential clients. When the potential client reaches out to you and then they're like, "Oh, I want to work with you. Can I see what you've done?" You can just easily show them, send your portfolio to them, and they can see what your skills is, what your expertise is. If it aligns with what they are looking for at the moment, then it also helps you to stand out in a crowded market. A well-crafted portfolio differentiates you from others, highlighting your unique style, your approach, and your accomplishments. So, like I said, me not having a portfolio when I first started out as a social media strategist, it affected me because people like couldn't see what I've done, and as a result of that, they did not want to work with me. So it helps you to stand out in a crowded market. People can see what you've done, what your skills are, and it encourages them to want to work with you because they've seen what you've done in the past. Then the third reason I wrote here was it helps you to attract high quality clients. A strong portfolio attracts clients that is seeking high quality work, demonstrating your value and your expertise. Then it also helps you to increase your earning potential. You can command higher rates and increase your earning potential by showcasing your worth, attracting high quality clients. So I think we'll just go into what should be in your portfolio. What should your portfolio cover if you decide that, okay, you know what, now I really want to build a portfolio, but I don't know how to start. If that is the question that you are having in your head right now, we are just going to take a deep dive into the components of what your portfolio should cover. And towards the end, I would also show you guys my own portfolio, even though I've not updated it yet, but my portfolio at the moment, so that you can also like see an example of what a portfolio looks like. And I think we'll just take questions afterwards. So the point I wrote here first and foremost was that your portfolio should start with, of course, like an about me, and let people get to know you, like have first and foremost share your background and share your experience. So how many years of experience do you have in that particular field? If, for example, you're a social media manager, talk about how many years of experience you have. Or I have 3+ years of experience. what kind of industries have you worked in or have you worked for? If you are a designer that, let's say you design websites, what sort of industries do you design websites for? What kind of industries have you worked for in the past? What that does is that it sets you as a thought leader, or like builds your credibility just by talking about the amount of experience that you have. If I come and say, oh, I am a social media strategist, and I say I'm a social media strategist with 3+ years of experience, there is a difference. I have added some sort of expertise to it because of the fact that I just added that like 3+ years of experience. So don't just say, oh, I am a UI UX designer, or I am a visual designer, or I am a creative. Like, let them know the amount of years of experience that you have, what sort of industries that you've worked in. So share your background, share your experience. Highlight your unique value propositions or your key achievements. So what separates you? Unique value proposition is that thing that separates you from your competitors. That's from other people that are there. Like, why, if there are thousands of social media managers, why should I pick you to work with? If there are thousands of artists, people that draw or create art, why should I pick you? That is your unique value proposition, and that's something that is like unique to you. So you have to sit down and think about it, that what is something that is very unique to me. If you can't really think about that, just really highlight what your key achievement is in like 2 or 3 sentences, so that they can see. When somebody picks your portfolio, it's not everybody that really has the time to sit down and go through it like word for word. They are most likely going to like just skim through. So from the very first page, you want to start selling yourself. So you have to ensure that you have like a unique value proposition for your key achievements that they can see already from the first page. So that piques their interest and they're like, I want to get to know more about this person. Then you include a professional photo of yourself and the bio. If you don't have a headshot, I would advise that you invest in one. It's very important. You know the way we always say, the way you dress is the way you be addressed. So if you want to look like very professional, so just get one. You can get your friends to like take a picture of you with a very clear camera or a very great background if you can't afford a professional headshot. Then make it easy for your viewers or for the potential clients to get in touch with you, which is, in that I mean your contact info. So I wrote here as a note that your contact info can be at the end of your portfolio or at the beginning. Anyone works really, but your contact info should be there, so that they can know how to get in touch with you, like for next steps. Do you want them to send you a mail? Do you want them to send you a message on WhatsApp? Do you want them to send you a message on LinkedIn? Do you want them to book a discovery call? Whatever it is, just ensure that you are able to like put what the next steps will be like and how they can reach out to you. So that is the about me. Now the next part is your target audience, like understanding who you are and who you serve. So it's not enough to say I am a designer, I am a photographer. What niche are you serving? So if you go to like Instagram, you will see people that tell you, oh, I am a portrait photographer. So what I do is that I take just headshots. While there are some people that would identify themselves as wedding photographers, some people identify themselves as travel photographers. So it's just important for you to have a niche. Yes, I know you probably are thinking, I want to be able to put my hands in every area, every field, but that wouldn't help you build depth, because what you're trying to show people is that you are the best person for the job. So you want to be able to like show that you have depth in a particular industry or in a particular niche. So it's very important that you clarify your niche and your target audience for a focused portfolio. So I would say that the first thing you should do is to identify your areas of specialization. That is, where do you like thrive the most? So for example, for someone like me, I don't like doing any social media management that is B2B. I would always pick a B2C, like B2C brands, because of the kind of skills I have. It tailors more towards a B2C than a B2B brand. Also, sorry, but for context, B2B is business to business, B2C is business to customer. So even as at that, I will still have to like niche down. I can't serve everybody in every niche. So I'm probably looking at, okay, I would only work with food. If you're in the beauty industry, skincare, beauty, makeup, anything that would really has to do with visual elements are my kind of thing. That's the kind of like niche that I like to work with. So you just have to understand what is my area of specialization, what are my prominent skills, and what niche does it really like align with. So when you understand that, you move to the next point, which is like, what is your ideal client's needs and what are their pain points. So just by narrowing down your niche, you now can understand, okay, so the people in this industry, what are their pain points like? What are their needs? See, the moment you niche down, you can really focus on one industry, understand the in and out of the industry, what makes them tick, who is their target audience, what do they need, even the business owners themselves, like what do they need, all of those things. So just by immersing yourself in an industry, in a niche, you really know the inside and out of it. So when you are like talking to a potential client, you know your stuff, like you have juice. You are not just stammering or acting or looking scattered. So the next point I wrote here was to research your competitors, your competition and market trends. So to understand your competition, what are the gaps that you've noticed? What can you do better than what can you do that's better than what they are currently doing? How can you fill those gaps for your potential clients? And then develop a unique value proposition for yourself. So the next point here is creating your best projects. Now that you've already like talked about who your own target audience is, you are now going to sit down to create your project. Like when you're working on your portfolio, you have to ensure that the projects that are on your portfolio are consistent with the kind of brands that you want to reach out to, the kind of niches that you want to work with. So for example, sorry, I've been using social media manager strategies a lot because that's my field. But if I'm saying that, okay, I want to work with beauty, skincare, all of those lifestyle kind of niches, I cannot come and on my portfolio, you are seeing maybe only another type of niche. Maybe I'm working for a tattoo brand, or let's say I'm working for something else that is not consistent with whatever my niche is. It doesn't tally. So if I'm saying I want to try to reach people that people that are in the beauty niche, I have to show them something that I've done in that niche or something similar. So for example, I may not have done anything relating to makeup, but I may have done something relating to skincare. I can include that because since they are all like they're all interconnected, it makes sense that I can talk about those brands. Like, okay, I've worked with this particular brand, I've worked with that particular brand in this type of niche. So just ensure that whatever project you want to put in your portfolio, it is consistent with the kind of people that you're trying to reach out to. So number one, choose projects that demonstrate your skills and your expertise. So you are showing that you have skills and expertise in a particular area that they will need. Still coming back to the example, imagine that I'm saying that I want to reach out to a beauty brand. I want to work for beauty brands, skincare, makeup, maybe perfume line and all of that. And in my portfolio, I am showing strategies that are useful for B2Bs. It doesn't make any sense. Imagine I'm saying, oh, I helped this B2B to get lead generation, to get leads on LinkedIn. First and foremost, the people that they are looking for are not like, LinkedIn is not where they will start going to, because LinkedIn is like a professional kind of platform. So LinkedIn is not where they will go to look for clients. So you most likely know that the kind of platforms that they're going to be using are visual platforms, platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. So imagine me writing that on my portfolio. I am not selling myself to them. It is a skill I have, yes, but it is not consistent with with the kind of brand I'm trying to reach out to. So you need to be ensuring that whatever skill and expertise that you are showing, it's consistent with the kind of brands that you want to work with in the future, or the kind of brands that you see yourself like working with or you've worked with. So number two is to consider the impact and the result of each project. So I feel like a lot of people, whenever they are working on their portfolio, they focus more on the tasks than the results. So they say, this is what I did. I worked on the copy, I worked on the caption, I worked on the design, I did videos for them. And that's good. I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about that, because you also want to tell them that, okay, I have like this skill and this skill and that skill. But you don't just stop there. It's not enough talk about the tax, talk about the results. Anybody that wants to employ you, they want to employ you because of they want increase in sales, increase in their profits. So they want like increase in revenue, basically. So you are trying to show them that I can get results for you that can impact, whatever your goal is for your business. So you are considering your impact, like consider the impact, talk about the impact of that thing that you did. What were the results? Number 3, you can select a diverse range of projects to showcase your versatility. In my own portfolio, I think I only did a case study of 1 or 2 brands. I can't really remember. And the reason why I did that was because of the fact that I did not want the document to be too bulky. But if you have a website, let's say, for example, you want to create a website or you want to create a landing page, then it makes sense to really go in depth to all the projects that you've worked with and like explain one by one, like make a case study of each of them one by one. So, and then the final thing is that limit the number of projects to avoid overwhelming the viewer, which is already what I said, that when I worked on my portfolio, I limited this. I did not want it to be too much. So look for your best, the best that really showcases your expertise, your skills, and the kind of brands that you work with. If you've worked with 6 brands, you don't have to show all 6 of them. Pick just 2, 1 or 2, and really just go make a case study of it and explain what you did for them. So the next point that I wrote here is writing. Oh, sorry, please, before I continue, are we following? Do we understand everything I've said so far? Please, you can talk, or if you do. I'm not hearing anybody.
I understand. Continue.
Okay. Thank you for your feedback. So the next stage is writing effective case studies and project description. So the first thing I wrote here is that you should focus on the client's goals and challenges. So if a case study is simply you talking about a project that you worked on and just going in depth into it. Like, okay, so I worked for this brand. So this was where they were. This was where they were before I came into the picture. This was what they needed help with. These were the tasks I did for them, and this is the results. So I don't know if you guys have heard about this thing that they call STAR, that you can use when you want to explain something. S stands for situation, T stands for task, A stands for the action, and then the R stands for results. So when you're working on your case study, you can actually take that particular framework and use it to explain your case study, which is what I said here. Focus on the client's goals and their challenges. Where were they before you came into the situation? What were their goals? What were their challenges like? So, and then you move to the next stage, which was the task. So you're describing your roles and responsibilities. When you came on board, what were your roles? What were your responsibilities? What action did you take? And then the R, which is the results, highlights the results, highlights the impact that your work had for that particular brand. Number 4, use clear and concise language. There is no need for you to write too long of a story. Make it easy to read, make it easy to understand. And then the final part is to include relevant metrics and statistics. So if I come and I say, I worked with Flutterwave, or I work for Piggyvest. Okay, I work for Piggyvest as a social media manager, and I grew their followers for them. And if somebody comes and says that, and another person comes to say, if that's person A, another person comes to say, I grew Piggyvest's followers growth on Instagram by 320% in 6 months. Who would you want to trust more? Who would you want to employ to work for you? It will definitely be the person that measured their results. So it's not enough to say, oh, I grew a page, I grew this brand's page, I grew their followers, I increased their engagement. Give me actual metrics, give me statistics, give me data. That's what I'm looking for. By how many percent, in how many months? So it's not enough to say I did this and this. Say by this, in this amount of months, percentages, all of those things. Ensure that you're putting it there. So you can sit down and think about it. I know that it can be a little bit hard for creatives that their work, they don't really have enough data. For social media managers, we have like insights, so we can really see what the dashboards of different social media platforms are saying. But let's say like you are a photographer, you can actually also just think of how you can include that into the picture. Maybe you can say, I took a picture for this particular person, and when they posted it on their status, they got about, on their Instagram or on this particular platform, it's got about 300,000 views or something like that. Or the picture was featured on this particular magazine on this day, on this newspaper or something like that. Just something to just really show the impact and the result of your particular job. If you are a designer that worked on a website, you can get information as to the amount of traffic that website got. So you can talk about that, okay, I worked on this website design, and this was the amount of visitors that came to the website in this number of months or something like that. But basically, it's just better to always include metrics and statistics to whatever it is that you are trying to talk about, especially when it comes to your results. So the next point is designing a visually appealing portfolio layout. Your design can make or mar your portfolio. How you present it to people can make or mar your portfolio. So it's very, very important that you really take out time to work on your portfolio. If you have to employ a designer to design it for you, please do, because it is something that you're going to use over and over and over again. So it makes sense that you are putting in your best foot forward. If you can sit down, go through Canva or any other design platform and look for a template that you can use it. But basically, just ensure that it is arranged in fact, something similar to this presentation that, this PowerPoint that I'm presenting, something similar to this, just something simple. It doesn't have to be anything like dramatic, but something simple people can easily understand. It has an easy flow, it is clean. So like I said, use a clean and a simple design. And then number 2, select a consistent color scheme and a typography. If you look at this this slide document, I only used 2 fonts. So ensure that you are minimizing the amount of fonts that you use. Some people, and it's not even just for portfolios, even for CVs too, people can use as much as 3, 4 fonts, 5 fonts, and you are spoiling your work. You want to ensure that you have consistency in your design. So limit your typography to just 2, max 3 fonts, but as much as possible, you can even just do 2, that's fine. Consistent color scheme. Let there be a consistency in your color. Also in this slide, you can see that the prominent colors here are blue, yellow, a little bit of peach-ish sort of. So just ensure that there's consistency. Not that on the first page you are using black, then on the next page you're using red, then on the third page you're using green. It is not beautiful. You want to like make your work like very, very beautiful. So have that consistency in terms of your color and your typography. Your goal in your portfolio is that you want to ensure that people are interested from the very first page. They are seeing the first page and they're like, let me go to the next page. Let me go to the next page. Let me go to the next page. And everything, all the elements are working together. The text, the fonts, the color, what you are saying, how you are saying it, they're all working together. So you need to ensure that you have your design aspect covered. So number 3 is to organize your work in a logical order. From the very beginning, you're taking them through a journey. Your portfolio, you're taking people through a journey. So organize your work in a logical order. What is coming first? You can write it out first, like a table of contents somewhere. So which one is coming first? What is now coming next? Then what am I bringing after that? Then what am I bringing after that? How do I plan to end it? So organize your work in a logical order. Use high quality images and graphics. There are a lot of stock platforms that you can get images. All of these images, you can get them on Pexels, you can get them on Pixabay, you can get them on Getty Images, on Splash, and they are free. So it's not necessary that you have to use your own picture in your portfolio, except you're a photographer. Like, except that's what you are trying to show, then it makes sense that you're using your own photos. But if not, it's not necessary. You can probably just show your face maybe on the about me, and at the end maybe the contact, or if you are saying like thank you to them or something like that. But ensure that you're using high quality images, you are using high quality graphics. Make it easy to navigate. Make it easy to navigate. So just ensure that your visual storytelling is on point, that people are seeing it and they're like in love with your design. See, some people can just see your design alone. They might not even necessarily read anything, but that's how organized your work is. And just seeing your design, they just automatically believe that, oh, this person knows what they are doing, and I want to work with them, I want to employ them. So it's very important that you have that covered. The next thing I'm talking about that should be on your portfolio is the power of testimonials. And I wrote it here that you should get social proof. Testimonials are a powerful way to build trust and credibility with potential clients, providing social proof that you can deliver exceptional results and meet clients' needs. By showcasing client satisfaction and success stories in your portfolio, you can demonstrate your value and your expertise, setting yourself apart from others and attracting high quality clients. So it is very important that it's not enough to talk about what you've done. So you have mentioned it in your case study that this is what I've done, these were the results I got for them. Now, testimonials, it is now from the client perspective, your past client's perspective. So what you are saying now is, okay, well, I've shown you what I've done. Now you people come and hear from the horse's mouth. The people that I worked for, come and hear what they are actually saying. Do you understand? It's very, very important that you get testimonials from your clients. And this is why you have to have a good relationship with your clients, so that when you are done working with them, you can tell them. Many times you would usually just wait for them to give you feedback, but I would actually advise that you ask for it, because not everybody would remember to give feedback. So you enter their DM, please, can you give me feedback on this, and that? You understand? So it's very, very important that you get testimonials from people that you've worked with. So what are the things that you should note when you are trying to get your testimonial? Number one, authenticity matters. So I wrote here that only use genuine testimonials from real clients. You don't have to make up any story. You don't have to lie. If you are doing that, then the meaning is just that you are not good enough, and maybe you should go back first to improve your craft before you start getting paying clients. So you should have at least one person, even if it's one person, that's fine. But at least have one person to work with and get feedback from them and use that as a testimonial. So make sure you also get their permission before sharing their feedback. Authenticity is key to building trust with potential clients. Number two, I wrote that specificity is key. Instead of using generic testimonials, opt for specific ones that highlight your skills and expertise and the value you brought to a project. So don't just, some people, when you work for them and you're like, okay, can you give me feedback? And then they're like, oh, I love the picture, it was very fine. That's good, but I don't think that's the kind of testimonial that you want to put in your portfolio. You want something more specific that says, oh, I put this picture on my CV, and the person I worked with mentioned that they really loved my face, and that was the reason why they called me for a second interview, something like that. Or I like this picture so much, and I used it to feature in a particular magazine, or something. You get, like, just something that really highlights your expertise and the value that you brought to a particular project. So this will help potential clients to understand how you can help them. And then number three, context is very important. Consider adding context to your testimonial, such as the client's name, their company, the project details, if you can even get a picture of their face. In fact, I'm a firm believer of, if you can get a video testimonial, it is really going to help your game. Even in marketing, when you want to run ads, the creative, if people are like looking for ad creatives, one kind of ad creative that people always like to use are video testimonials. So if I'm scrolling through Instagram and I'm seeing somebody talking about a skincare brand, and they're talking about, oh, my skin was very rough. I had hyperpigmentations. I used to have dark spots, and I used this particular product, and it changed my skin. I'm more likely to click on that ad and go and check out that product and probably even buy it. Video testimonials are very powerful. So if you can get a video testimonial from your clients, from your past clients, you really make a lot of sense. And I know it's not very easy because not everybody likes to be on video. Not everybody has that time to work on a script, sit down, put camera. So if you can give them an incentive to encourage them to give you a video testimonial or at best a text testimonial, that would be nice. You can tell them, okay, please, you can help me to just give me a honest feedback, honest testimonial, video or text, maybe something like you get 10% off your next shoot. I'll give you 10% or 5% off your next social media management package or something like that. But just have an incentive to want to encourage them to want to give you testimonial. So context is very, 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 very important. Moving on to the next point, I'm trying to check the time to ensure that I'm on track. So now utilizing social media to promote your portfolio. Now you've worked on your portfolio, you're thinking of how can I push this thing out so that more people can know about it. I wrote that number one, put a link to your portfolio on your preferred social media platform. So if there's any place that your potential clients reside on, you can be there, and in the bio, talk about maybe what you do, and maybe you can say learn more and put a CTA, a call to action, learn more, put a link to your portfolio so you can see it directly. Or just on a particular preferred social media platform, ensure that your link is there so that anytime anybody comes to check your profile, they can see your portfolio and just know is this somebody that I want to work with? Is this somebody I want to work for? Engage your audience and build a community. It's not enough to say to build a portfolio. I mean, that's good and that's great, but if you really want to get clients, except you are okay with where you are, maybe you just want to work with 1, 2, 3 people, that's fine. But if you are looking at, I want to get clients, I don't have anybody at the moment, I want to get clients, you need to engage your audience. You need to build a community, talk about what you do. On LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere that you are most likely very active on, and you know that your potential clients, they reside there, engage with them, build a community, let people know you, let people know what you do. There's nothing like I'm shy in this world of social media, because it is people that are the loudest that get the front seats, they're the ones that get, the accolades, they get all the jobs. So yes, you are good, but go and show people, let them see that you are good. So you can show them, projects that you worked on, talk about what challenge did you experience, how did you find a solution, what was the result like, what are lessons that you've learned in your journey, if you have to start your journey all over again, what will you do better, things like that. Just things that would really show people that, okay, this person knows what they are doing. So engage your audience and build a community. Number 3, use relevant hashtags and keywords in your content that you are trying to push out. And even on your portfolio too, use relevant hashtags. You can ensure if your portfolio is going to be on your website or a landing page, you can ensure that it's SEO optimized. So there are specific keywords that are showing there, and that relates with your niche or the kind of industry that you are trying to work with. And then the final one is that you can actually run ads and drive traffic to your portfolio, to your website, your landing page, your portfolio. I see people do it a lot on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and the likes. They will talk about, oh, I'm a social media manager, I'm a social media strategist, this is what I do, these are the results I got. And then the call to action would be their portfolio, their website. So you can run ads, you can drive traffic to your portfolio if you want, if that is what you want. If you're like, bro, I don't really have the strength for organic traffic, so I'd rather just be paid, that's fine. Anyone that works for you, really. So I think the next point here that we're talking about is maintaining and updating your portfolio. So we know that you work with, as a freelancer, as a creative, whatever it is, basically, you have to ensure that you are maintaining your portfolio, because you will always have new projects to work on. You would always have new things that you're working on, new people that you're working for. So ensure that you are updating your portfolio, adding the new projects that you've worked on. So schedule regular updates and reviews. Check if there was the past project that you worked on were not good enough, but you had to put it there just to show that you've done something, and you've worked on something better. Please include on something better that you worked on your portfolio. Add new projects, add case studies to your portfolio. Remove outdated or irrelevant work. Like I already said, if you see anything that is like outdated and you know that you have more stuff that you worked on that is better than that, you can remove that and stick with your most recent projects. Then refine your categories and your tags as needed. Now, avoiding pitfalls and mistakes. What are the common errors that you can avoid in your portfolio? Number one is poor design and navigation. You want to ensure that your design is dope, like your design is great. Like I said, simple minimalist designs are winning. I promise you, you don't have to do anything crazy. See this particular page that we are on. I just put an empty white space. I just put one yellow rectangle under a blue rectangle, put a rectangle here, put picture here, and the design is ready. And don't overthink it. Just simple design. Ensure that it is just neat, it is minimalist, it is fine. So many times people are always trying to maybe pack too much on one page, or trying to put a lot of things that are not necessary in the design, and it affects your potential clients when they are going through your content. You want to ensure that your design is not distracting. So just try to ensure that your design is not like distracting. It is as simple as simple can be. Number two is lack of clear and concise writing. Please ensure that like your writing is clear, it is straight to the point, it is concise, it is easy to read. If you've written something, you can ask a friend of yours that, okay, please, can you help me go through this? What can I remove? What can I add? And again, when the era of AI, a lot of things, you can tell AI, you know what, help me shorten this sentence, help me rework this sentence, something like that. But just ensure that you have clear and concise writing. Don't give too much story. A portfolio is a summary of your work. You don't have to give me, just tell me the major points. Let me see what the major points are. Like I said, clients don't really have time to be sitting down and they will just like skim through, just like check quickly what they can just quickly, the major points that they can see in 2-3 minutes and make up their mind, because they are busy people. These people are business owners. You get, so just try your best to ensure that you are giving straight to the point type of writing. Number three, insufficient or outdated content. We've already talked about that already. If your content is outdated, if you remove it and replace it with something that is more current that you worked on. And then number four, too much or too little information. So you have to find that balance, that you're not going to one extreme of putting too little information. You are trying to sell yourself in your portfolio. So sell yourself is what you must do. So, but don't do it too much and don't put too little information. Just try to find that balance, that sweet spot between too much and too little. Number 12, I said portfolio showcase, an example of my portfolio and inspiration for your own. I would quickly pause this share and just go straight to where my portfolio is so that you can see it.
Hi, Jamie Daddy. I don't think we can hear you.
Oh, so sorry, no, I muted myself. Can you see my screen now?
It's still on your presentation.
Oh, it's still on my presentation.
Yes.
Okay, can you see my screen now? Is it still on presentation?
We can see it now.
Okay. So this is just I'm just going to like skim through quickly. This is the first page. I wrote my name, Demilade Oni, social media manager. This is my portfolio. So I turned my portfolio to a flip book so that it kind of gives a client the feel of like they're holding a physical document and actually it. So again, any little thing that you can add to your portfolio to just give it a professional feel, please, you can do that. So this is page 2. Now, like I said, this is my about me, which I already spoke about in the document. I just wrote a short, very short bio about me, what I do, people that I've worked with, and my achievements. Remember that I said that when you're writing your about me, if you cannot write your unique proposition, just quickly write, your achievements, something quick and easy that they can see and skim through and move on with. Then the next page is brands that I've worked with. I put their logos so that people can see like brands that I've worked with. My services, I put everything here so they can see what my services are. You can also add it to yours if you want to. Case study and project. So I worked on a case study and this is the client, Fritta's Place. First and foremost, I spoke about what the brand is about, what do they do, what package did they, what did they work with me on, like what was the package I offered to them. Now, what were they looking for? I wrote there that, okay, they wanted to utilize social media to build online visibility and improve their brand image. Now, who were their target audience, their pain points, social media KPIs, and then I talked about my Instagram strategy. What was the Instagram strategy that I created for them? Something short. Of course, if I'm working on like an actual Instagram strategy document, it is going to be longer than this. But what I'm doing in the portfolio is just giving them a summary. So it was something short. I put a social media handle for anybody that wants to check. And then these were the client's results that, okay, when I first started working with them, where were they? Now that I'm done working with them now, like this is where they are now. The results, okay, 124 accounts were reached. This was before I started working with them. By the time I'd worked with them for 3 months, they had reached 18,000 accounts. So your results are like very important. If you can get screenshots like this to show it, it will be very, very, very nice for you to get screenshots. Now, recent videographies, because my social media management, I do video edits, I do designs, I work on everything. And again, every single thing that you do, you can include it in your portfolio. So if you work on designs, write it there. Let people see the past designs I worked on. If you worked on videography, write it there. Now, see what I did on this particular page. I didn't want the portfolio to be number one, too bulky and too difficult to navigate. So I just put pre-wedding BTS, M1SR, food content, wedding BTS, fitness content, event recap. And I said, okay, if you want to watch the videos, just click on the titles. The titles will take you straight to the videos. And the videos are on my Google Drive. The videos are very heavy. And so I just put like links to the videos. So everything is like on my Google Drive. So once they click on the titles, they will go straight to the videos that I've edited. And I wrote it up top here that click the titles to watch the videos. Now, the next part is my recent designs. I worked on all of these designs and I just put it there so they can see that, okay, well, these are the designs that I've worked on. Mood boards, these are the mood boards that I worked on so they can have a feel of what their page will look like if they decide to work with me, especially on Instagram. That these are past clients, these are like what their pages like are looking like. Then social media captions, also giving them examples of the kind of captions that I have worked on because this is part of my work. They want to see not just about my design and my videos, but they want to see the kind of caption that I worked on. Is my copywriting game strong? Like they would want to check that. So I ensured that I put examples of different social media captions that I've worked on. Now I also added this my strength as a social media manager, which is my unique selling point. Like this is what makes me stand out from others. And this is like what I am. This is my own strength. This is my USP as a social media manager. Why you should work with a social media manager in case they are still thinking, oh, do I really need a social media manager to work with? This is this is just to deal with that objection in their hearts. My personal promise to clients, I promise to provide high quality work just to encourage them, because I'm trying to sell to them, like to prove to them that I'm the best person for the job. So I'm ensuring that like I am what's the word? I am in like English is funny. My brain has freezed. Okay, what I wanted to say is that I'm trying to promise them exactly, assure them that if they work with me, they're not going to have any issues. Like I will give it my best. And what clients say. So now this is a client picture. Me, I don't have a video, but like I said, I feel like it's still good if you have a video. So I put a picture of a client, what the founder of what page, what is his name, and this is what he said. Now if you look at this, he didn't just say Odimali did a great job. He's now saying she gave me valuable insights on the best social media strategy for our product, type of content that resonates with our target audience. So he's really emphasizing what, like how my work, how what I did for them like really helped their brand, and emphasizing my skills and my expertise, which is something that, like I said, must show in the testimonial that any client is giving to you. And then contact information. If you want to work with me, these are my contact details, this is where I stay. And that's the end of the what they call it, the portfolio, like my portfolio. So it was just very short, straight to the point, and then like everybody understands what I do. In somebody can go through that document in like 5 minutes and they already like understand what I do, like they understand a summary of what I do. So conclusion and next steps, final tips and next steps for creating a portfolio that attracts clients. Review and refine your portfolio. So always check your portfolio from time to time. It can be bi-weekly, it can be monthly, it can be quarterly, whatever it is, whatever works for you, and just check what project should I remove, what should I remove, what should I add, what new thing have I done that I think that would really like pique the interest of potential clients and all of that. Share your portfolio with others and ask for feedback. It's very, very important. If you are let's say you're a photographer and you know people that they are better, like they have more experience than you can send a portfolio to them and say, okay, well, please, can you help me check this thing? What can I remove? What can I add? What can I work on better? Send it to your friends and be like, okay, if I send this portfolio to you, do you think you would want to pay me for me to work for you? That kind of thing. So just send your portfolio out so that people can give you feedback and refine till you are comfortable with where you are. Continuously improve and grow your skills and your expertise. And this is one thing about like a portfolio, and that's one beautiful thing about a portfolio. If you don't have past work, if you don't have something solid that you worked on, it will show, because you will not have anything to put in your portfolio. So you want to ensure that you're constantly growing your skills and expertise so that you can have something solid to put in your portfolio and they can see that this person has really worked on something that really brought about results. And stay inspired, stay motivated, keep checking other people's portfolios in your niche, people in your niche, what are they doing? What can you improve in your own? Do your research and just keep working on that. And I think that if you work on all of these things, you are going to have a killer portfolio that would help you, stand out in the market. Thank you guys very much. You can reach out to me through my mail if you have more things that you want to say. If you want to work with me, follow me on LinkedIn, whatever it is. Thank you very much. I think I would open the floor now for questions. If you have questions, please you can ask them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Demilade, for the wonderful session. I think it was very, very, very great. So I think I'll just leave the floor for you to ask questions. If you have questions, please, you can signify by raising your hands. If you're shy, you can use the chat box, please. Have questions, you have questions, you have questions, you have questions. Okay, ladies first, let's go with Jennifer. Jennifer, please, the floor is yours.
Hi, Demilade. Thank you for the session. It was very, very insightful. So my question is, what are the tools we can use to create our portfolio, and where are the websites or places we can upload them for visibility if you are not creating like a personal website?
Okay. So I think that you can actually work with link in bio tools. Means that I don't know if Disha is still very active, but Mainstack, they have a place where you can actually um showcase your work. So Mainstack, even Canva, this is my portfolio. I created it on Canva. So what I did was I created it on Canva. I used pdflink.co or something, and I turned it to a flip book. So I just turned it to a flip book, and then I have a link. So I just put the link like on my bio on LinkedIn. So if anybody like wants to see what my portfolio looks like, they can just go to my LinkedIn, click on it, and then they see my my portfolio. So it can be that you can either use Canva, you can use a link in bio tool, you can use Wix Create, though that's for like actual websites, if you want to create like an actual website. But for now, I think the ones that come to my head is Mainstack. I know that Mainstack, they have a platform where you can talk about your portfolio. I think that is all that is coming to my mind. I don't, like I said, I don't know if Disha is still very active, but just look for any link in bio tool that you can just put a lot of text and boxes and talk about your, you can, wherever you can showcase your work. If you can create a personal website, you can. Framer AI is also another platform. I just remembered, if you want to create a personal website, but that's it. I'm saying that if you want to do like a website, like you can use things like Framer AI. But if you just want something simple like what mine looks like, you can definitely use Canva for it. So I hope I answered that question correct.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
Okay, Emmanuel, you can go next.
Okay, thank you very much, Demilade. That was a very interesting and eye-opening session. I appreciate your contribution. Thank you very much. I have like probably maybe two questions rolled in one. So the first one is, you talked about niching down. Maybe rather than creating a scenario, let me just share my experience. So I'm into website designs, and I've really not taken it as a full-time deal. It's more like a part-time thing I do, but I've done it for close to maybe, I think about, let's say 3 to 4, maybe almost 5 years. It has not been consistent. And so I have done jobs in various sectors. I've done websites for churches. I've done website for schools. I've done website for companies. I've even done website for a herbalist. So you can imagine how it's all scattered everywhere. Yeah, so it's scattered everywhere. So how do you streamline that now to make portfolio? And the second challenge is, there are some of these people that have done the websites for probably some of them, after they've maintained it for like a year or two, they have not renewed it. So presently those websites are not online. So they're not really something I can maybe direct someone to really go and see, okay, this is my job. Then the second one is, I've also done social media management, and I think I've done it for a couple of churches and religious-based organizations, which were basically maybe like my free contribution to them. I've not really, I think I've just done, no, what I've done for businesses was more of social media adverts, not management. So I run ads for businesses, not social media management. So with this two things, how does one really create a portfolio based on the scenario I've given you? Not really scenario, that's my true life experience. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I think I'll start with the first thing that you mentioned. So I think that it's very important that you ask yourself, what kind of brands do I personally want to work with now? Yes, in the past, you may have worked with different people, which is something that I feel like I feel like when you are starting out your career, you would always like generalize, like put your hands into different things, different areas, just to have experience, just to build experience. But over time, it is advisable that you actually like niche down. So you have to ask yourself, like, okay, even though I've done a lot in the past, what type of industries do I want to work with now? Do you understand? So that I can build depth and I can specialize in those areas. Because if, for example, I'm looking for a website designer and let's say I have two people, you and somebody else, you are telling me I've worked with all type of industries, and then the other person says, oh, I only work with food and drink brands, and then they can explain to me, like they are showing me results of the kind of brands that they worked with, the kind of results that the past food and drinks brand worked with. I am a food and drink brand. I'll definitely go with that person above you. So just try your best to like ensure that you have niches that you in like now you can now decide and ask yourself questions like what industries do my skills align best with, and start working with those kind of people. If you don't have any past um, projects that is related to any of those niches, there are two things that you can do. Look for any past project that it is similar, like if you don't have any past projects that are in those particular niches, look for any project that is similar to those niches or those industries, or create new ones. You can create a dummy website. Even in social media management, they always say that if you're starting as a social media manager, you can actually create like a dummy social media page that you just start growing by yourself. You're not selling anything, but you're just trying to practice everything that you've learned. Or reach out to somebody in that particular niche that you want to start working in and for, to say, this is my proposition, I will work for you for free, or I'll build this website for you for free. This is what you give me in return. Maybe give me a video testimonial or something that I can add to my portfolio, or I will give you 50% off. You can reach out to people in those niches and just give them a juicy deal so that you can get a good gig from them, and you can use that to build your portfolio in this niche that you now want to focus on. The second one about maybe you talking about combining social media management and design. I think that works if that is what you want to do, but you want to ensure that you have expertise in both of them, because you are saying you managed one church page. So like you want to ensure that this is something that you are doing regularly, you have expertise in it. This is not just I stumbled on it, I did it one time. People, that's not what people are looking for. Brands want people that know what they are doing. They have track record. They do this thing regularly. Do you understand? They can bring results for them. So you really need to want to ask yourself, like, do I think I am that? Or do I just want to just include it? See, niching down is simple. If you know that that is not your strong suit, I will not advise for you to put it in your portfolio. But unless you believe that, okay, I'm really, really good in this thing. Maybe I started with that particular social media page, but I've gone ahead to work on different other projects over time, and I know my stuff. Then you can always combine, put both of them. Say you do design and you do your social media, and just talk about the results for each of them. After all, I spoke about the fact that, okay, I do social media management, but I've done video editing, I've done designs, I do copywriting, and I showed like content writing rather, and I showed everything like on my portfolio. So just whatever works for you. But let's ensure that whatever you're putting on your portfolio, it is something that you are good in, like you are an expert in it, and you have good results that are enough to convince any potential clients that you know what you are doing. So I think that is all. I hope I answered the question well.
Thank you very much.
Okay, does anybody else have any other question?
Any question? You can also drop your questions in the chat box, like I mentioned. If you have any questions, I think I'll go ahead to ask my question now. I also have a question, right? But I think you've answered from Emmanuel's question, like a bit of it, and I also was able to like break down like my situation because of the STAR method that you highlighted. That's the situation, task, action, and results. So I'm also going to bring myself forward, like from my own experience, right? So let's say I dabble in a lot of things, or I have dabbled in a lot of things, right? So I used to be like a copywriter and creative writer. I'm saying I used to be because I no longer actively practice. But there are times where I'm approached by referral from someone else and they say, "Oh, I hear that you write, right? I would like to see a portfolio of something that you've done in the past." So let's say I've stopped writing like 2 years ago, but it's a good means to make money, right? So, and I know that you said something about outdated, um, like trying to things that are outdated, trying to leave them out and putting in most recent and current work and things like that. And a lot of times, a lot of the works I've done, let's say that somewhat outdated, things I've done 4 years, 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, and things like that. Is it appropriate for me to still present that to a prospective client, saying that, okay, yes, I still write, yes, I still have that talent, but I'm not actively doing it. But this is my portfolio of things I've done in the past before. Do you understand?
Yes,
Okay.
I understand. Mm, I think that you can actually put it, but on the condition that you still have recent works. And like I said, when I was answering Emmanuel's question, if you've not had like anybody maybe reach out to you recently, you can write something, work on something that you can just add to your portfolio to just show that at least I've done something recently. You can do one SEO content writing on a specific topic and maybe post it on Medium, WordPress, or something to show your most recent, like okay, like this year at least I worked on one thing, but still show your past work. But at least still show, even if it's just one that is recent. I think that is what that is a where I think I would want to be if I want to create a portfolio, a content writing portfolio. Because if I'm a potential client and I come to you and you are showing me something from 4 years ago, I'm like, okay, all well and good, but what have you done recently? So if you're not telling me rather that, oh, I used to do content writing but I don't do it anymore, I'm thinking in my head that, okay, you don't know this work again, or maybe you're no longer interested, you don't have passion for it, or you are not going to give your best as I think you should, or as I hope you would, or as I want you to, because of this is not a space you are actively in anymore. But imagine if I'm showing you things from 4 years, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, but I'm still showing you at least something recent from this year. I'm seeing, oh, okay, she still has something like that is recent that I can see. And I think that already like satisfies me and makes me comfortable to want to work with you. So if it's something that you can write on your own and post it somewhere, just something to just show something recent that you've done, but still include um your past content, your past work, since that is the major thing that you have. I think that is going to be wonderful. So just create a portfolio for that writing and keep it somewhere. Anytime anybody wants to reach out to you or something, you show them. So if it can be updating it every three months, write a new article or something new every 3 months or every 6 months so that you can add it. It can even be a LinkedIn article. I think we overthink this portfolio thing. Like it can just be something. If I'm talking about for content writing, it can just be something that you are writing and people can see like your expertise. That okay, oh, this person is actively working and they know what they're doing. So I don't know. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you very, very, very much. It really does. Thank you so much, Demi, that day. It was a very, very wonderful session. If anyone still has any question, Demi, please, where can we reach you and how can we reach you? If you can drop
Okay.
the link. Yes.
I put my email address, dimlade84@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want access to the slides, you can just let Enyolua know. I will send it to her so that she can maybe share it to you people somehow. I don't know.
Okay, so I would drop the slides in the community. So you can join our community by the link I would share now. So you can get access to the slides and also recording from here if you really need to get through or to understand or to resonate properly. This was a really, 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 really wonderful session, Dignity. We really love that you came here. You shared an interestful insight to what portfolio building should look like, and it was very thorough. Thank you so much. Let's give Demland a round of applause, please. You can use your emoji. Let's encourage her. She did really, really well. Thank you so much. So we've come to the end of the session. We have creative webinars like this every month where we have interesting people like Demilade come on board and just share great insights on what we can do better as creators. Thank you so much, Demilade. Your time here was well spent. I've learned. Every one of us has also learned. Thank you. And you can also join the community. If you're not part of the community, I will share the link. And also I will share Demilade's email if you need to reach out to her to ask. Also ask questions in the group if you have one that just came to you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.